Hey, I'm going to show you kind of what I do to get people to open my emails. Um, it is an issue if you are sending out lots of emails, but nobody's opening them. Well, what do? There are a couple of things that you can do, and um, that aren't too drastic or they just make sense. So let me see, I'm gonna share my screen and I am going to just kind of go through a couple of techniques. So one is, say you have you have a landing page, you have a funnel, and you put you've got your landing page and with all the information, and then the person, they go through, say they're downloading a PDF or getting access to something. So you have the button on the page, they click the button, they put in their information, and it takes them to a thank you page, right? So say this is your thank you. I've seen some people do this where on this thank you page, they may have some information, but then they'll put, say, a button here to download, right? And I would never do that. I don't want them to download my PDF or anything here on this thank you page. And the reason is I want them to open my emails. So instead of putting the button here, I'll say, congratulations or thank you for uh, requesting my free thing. And um, I tell them to check their emails. I've sent you I've sent the free thing to you in your emails. Go check your emails. And I'll tell them, you know, if they don't see it right away, check their spam, check promotions, check these other inboxes that you have. Right now, like Gmail does, the primary inbox, then there's a promotions, there's a social, and now there's an updates inbox. And I think that one is mostly for community messages. So I'll tell them to go there to check their emails. And the reason is because if they don't check that first email, they come to this thank you page, they click the download, now they have no reason to go and open your email. They've already gotten the thing that they wanted. So they don't check that first email, and then the next time and maybe say, this is a new email address for you, or a new email box or something, or for some reason it lands in promotions or spam. They never checked it in the first place. So now the next time you send the messages, those messages are going to go into spam, and they'll never see your messages. So, and we don't want that. So this is the first time that you want them to look at email, tell them to go check their email. Okay. So we don't want to do this. We want to send them to our email. I know this looks really terrible, and I'm not great at drawing with my mouse, which is what I'm using right now. Okay. So the next way that I get people to open up my email is text messages, SMS, right? So with SMS, what I do is use it to kind of buffer the email. So this is the SMS is a text message that's coming to them on their phone. Um, and I use that to send them to email. Let me see. So with my email, tell them that, like, wait, what the email kind of looks like. um, so with the text messages get opened like over 90% of the time. And so with the SMS, I'll tell them to go and check email. Now, if you put the bulk of the message in the SMS, then they still have no reason to go and open the email. But if in your SMS message, you just kind of send a tease, right? Tell them, hey, I just sent you something really good. Or I just sent the link to your program to your email. Or I sent you my latest newsletter that mentions you, or something like that. Okay. And even if they're on their phones, they don't necessarily need to go to their computer. Most people have their emails on their phones, so they'll just open it from their phone, right? And so then they'll go and they'll open their email. And then let's see. So that's kind of like your buffer SMS, right? It's telling them to go and open the email. Let's see. So there's another kind of SMS that I send, and that's it's part of my long-term nurture sequence. So, and this one is the check-in. Yeah, writing on here is terrible, isn't it? Okay. So, and with the check-ins, it's really I'm saying, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on with you?" And what I'll get that's going to them, and then what will happen is they'll send me back an SMS message that says, "Hey, I'm doing okay. Um, business is going great," or whatever. But sometimes along with this, I'll also send an email. All right. An email check-in, and they'll respond to the email check-ins as well. So with the email, they'll just reply. So I give them it's an email check-in, and it gives them a reason to reply. If you give them a reason to reply, then the email powers that be, your Gmail, your Yahoo, your Hotmail, Microsoft Outlook, all those, they'll see, like, when people are replying to your messages, they'll see that um, your messages are important. People do want to get them. People are replying. And so the next time you're sending messages, more of them will land in the inbox because they already know that people reply to your messages. So, like, this is a really big one, actually, is is giving them a reason to reply to your email. So those are, those are my ways of getting people to, training people to open my email messages. So these are some tips that you can use too to get people to open your email. One other thing too is that I send lots of email. I send a lot of messages, and am I bothering people? Maybe I'm interrupting people, but guess what? I'm using an email server that gives them the opportunity to opt out. So if they don't want to hear from me, they are they have that freedom that they can opt out, they can unsubscribe, and if they don't want to hear from me again. But the people who do want to keep hearing from me, they keep hearing from me, and that's just how it works. I'm not bothering those who don't want to be bothered. They have that option to leave. And then the ones who stay like the fact that they hear from me on a regular basis. So that's how I keep my emails in coming into the inbox. And then there's some other technical ways as well, to make sure that your email domain has what's it called, a DKIM in your DNS records for your domain. Um, and a couple other things, like, you can do email warming, but usually you'll do that if you're sending out cold emails. But on the system that I use, it's called Biz Greenhouse. When I set up my email sending domain, it automatically starts warming that domain up, and so that when I send my emails, the servers that be know that this is an email address, and it's coming from an email server that is in use, and that is being used by real people. It's not just just out here for spamming or anything like that. I use it for transactional emails. Um, and transactional emails are like, you want to send receipts when somebody purchases something. You want to send a confirmation and reminders when they schedule a call with you. Um, there's few other things like, just reminders and those are like your transactional. And then there's your marketing emails that you probably want to send, your tips, your stories, your uh when you're just asking your list to buy the next thing that you have that you're offering. Those are your marketing emails. And so that warming helps to make sure that the email servers, the major companies that maintain these servers, they know that you're real and that you're not out here spamming people necessarily. You want to make sure that you're not just sending out emails from your Gmail address, and you're not. Well, first of all, you want to make sure that the people that you're sending email to have opted in, and that you give them the opportunity to opt out if they want to. Um, and so that's the legal way of sending marketing messages to people. Give them the option to opt out if they want to, without necessarily having to contact you or anything like that. Let's see what else. I think that those are the major things that you need to know about making sure that your email is landing in inboxes rather than in just spam or promotional, and your people aren't seeing them. Although even if your email is landing in the promotional box, it it's okay. It's different from spam. It just means it's segmented from, say, email that maybe you're going to be the the email master masters of the universe really are using AI and different technology to segment our email and to kind of they're trying to give us some they're trying to give us what do you call it, help us to figure out like which emails are the most important. So if you want your email to be seen as important, then get people to reply to it, get people to open it, get people to click on the links in your email. And then there's different ways to do that. But they're kind of helping us out. So like I will actually in my Gmail, I'll sometimes go through that promotion box. Like if I'm looking for, oh, I subscribe to so and so. I wonder if they're having a sale or any kind of promotion because I'm ready to get this particular thing. I'll check my promotions box. It doesn't get emptied every 30 days like spam or your delete box does. So even if your email lands in promotion, it's still there. It doesn't get deleted, and it doesn't get deleted automatically, I would say. Um, but but yeah, ideally you want it to be in the inbox. But yeah, so those are the ways, right? Um, get people to open the email in the first place. Have them like you can tell them to add your email to their email address to their like address boxes or anything like that. Get them to open the email, get them to click the link in the email, get them to reply to your emails. You can buffer those emails by sending text messages and telling them, hey, I sent you an email, and go check it out. Give them a little tease. And then you can also get them to reply to the emails by doing check-ins or asking them questions that they want to answer, that kind of thing. So those are some great ways, I think, to have your emails land more in the inboxes. So if you'd like any more information about how to do that, or if you'd like to know more about the software that I use that makes this easy, I will put I'll put a link to it in the chat, in the description, um, and that's pretty much it. That's how that goes. Thanks for watching.